Hi guys, and welcome back to Homes and Cooking. So today we're going to just have a little bit of what's being newly constructed or coming up or going to be selling in the North County area. And a lot of people just think it's the most wonderful thing in the world to buy a brand new sparkly house. And in a lot of cases it is. And in a lot of cases it suits somebody's needs. But I just want to give you a few tips that in case you're looking at new construction, or obviously if you're an agent representing somebody, you're going to know these tips. So just ignore me. I'm kidding. But I'm just going to tell you what some pros and cons and what's going on, as there's always pros and cons in life. So let's start with some coming attractions. In Oceanside, there's going to be, I believe at the end of summer, a new development. Well, it's a new apartment building because we're always looking for additional housing for people that want to live somewhere in the North County area. And it's really funny because I did a lot of relocations throughout the years, and people, no matter how smart they were, they could be engineers, they could be architects, they could be anything, and they are like, isn't San Diego just close to the beach? And it's like, there's this much of a strip of beach in San Diego, and no, it's not always close to the beach. But this is going to be in the Melrose area, which is probably 20 minutes more or less drivable to the beach in Oceanside. And let me tell you, Oceanside has got one of the most beautiful beaches that there is in San Diego. Oceanside's been up and coming for years and years and years, and finally it's up and coming. But their beaches, the Strand is beautiful, the boardwalk is beautiful, the beaches are wide, the sand is beautiful. So it's really becoming an incredibly desirable area. And the Melrose area for this project is going to be, what is it going to be called? In Modera Melrose. And it's going to have about 323 units. I don't know how many are 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, probably not that many, 3. And it's going to be home units and retail space, which makes it really nice because everyone likes to have something that they can walk to. And it's probably going to have at least a grocery store, coffee shops. The one thing you have to look for, and that's in any kind, if you're going to buy new construction or rent in a new construction building where the area is developed, if you have kids, you got to check those schools, because a lot of times in developed areas or close by, the schools there's no room at the end. The schools are maxed out. So that's one thing that you have to check when you're going to be either renting or buying in an area that's somewhat developed, which is like nice because where are you going to buy it? In a place out in the middle of nowhere? So just something to look out for. I'll give you a few other tips too. So this would be nice for for young professionals, young families, or if there's elevators. I don't know how high this project is going to be, but it's going to be in a great area for renters. And then there's something that's coming up in Oceanside that I keep hearing about, which is the Front Wave Arena. And you need to look it up if you're interested, because it's online and it's just beautiful. And it's going to be, it reminds me of the old days when I lived in Los Angeles, and anybody would be going to the Forum Club to watch the Lakers play, or I saw Billy Joel and Elton John there. I mean, it was like the spot. So this Front Wave Arena is going to be quite the place. Online you can see it. It's going to have this, it's called a venue pass. And I think it's like a membership, which was like the Forum Club, and it's going to have restaurants and bars, and it's going to have access to all the entertainment. It's going to be quite the place. So yay, Oceanside. I'm not sure where it's going to be, but it's got a lot of information online, and it's going to be interesting and fun and very, very on trend. So that's the Front Wave Arena coming soon to Oceanside. And then new construction has approved in Encinitas, somewhere in the El Camino Real area, which is the gateway for Olivenheim and Rancho Santa Fe to get into Encinitas for shopping. So there's been a lot of hubbub about that, but it's been approved. So it's going to have 120 units. Once again, probably some retail around it. And the builder, however, is fighting that they're going to have to put in sidewalks and bike infrastructure, etc. near the site. I mean, you can't have it both ways, builder person. If you're going to build and you're going to have 120 units with, 400 people, you got to at least give them sidewalks. What are they like? Just walk on the road. So that's not going to be like around the corner, but obviously it's coming. So yay, Encinitas. Get ready. It's going to be a lot more people coming to the village. So for new construction, just a few things to look for. I told you the thing about the schools is like, it's really, I've done a lot of new construction contracts, and it's a whole different bailiwick. But if you have an agent, you really should have representation. Just go there with them, sign in, and usually the people there are really nice. They just want to sell the house. They'd rather do it themselves, but they were very helpful when I worked with, I think, at least 4 or 5 of them in the last few years, many years. So there's a few things that you have to look for. Obviously, there's always upgrades. But, upgrades isn't like, free popcorn at the movies. I mean, you wind up in one way or another paying for these upgrades. So sit down, check it all out, do a list of everything, and if you have representation, you're going to have help. They're going to represent you to a certain degree, but come on, a contract that's written for the builder is there to protect the builder. So it's always good if you can have your own representation and know exactly what those upgrades are going to cost you. Also, HOA, what I found is when they release the first phase, HOA could be $10. I'm kidding, $10 a month. When they release the second phase, it's $20 a month. When they release the 10th phase, it's $300 a month. So they're not going to know everything, but you got to find out as much as you can up front so there's no surprises. And then there's I always demanded having an inspection, because come on, once again, who's protecting the buyer? You want to know what needs to be done. One of the ones that I sold a few years ago had 20 different items that were not completed. Then the last new construction I closed had like 10. We had a punch list. We didn't do an inspection because they were like, oh, you can't do an inspection. We have no insurance for that. But we had a punch list, and we closed. And I was on this. This is Finn. Here's Finn. He wants to be in the video. Say hi, Finn. Hi. But I was on this for at least a month or two, getting everything done that was not done on this punch list. So there's a lot of good things about buying a new house, and I can give you a ton of information. So Gloria Gillette, Coa Banker, Del Mar. Just look me up, ggillette@cox.net. I've got a website. I'm everywhere. So enjoy this newsletter and video. And we will talk to you soon. Once again, if you have any questions about any of this, just reach out to me, shoot me an email, and I'll get you the answer. So thanks for watching. Sorry this ran late, but it was fun. So have a great weekend. Oh, and happy Valentine's. Do you like my heart? It's a big heart. And happy Valentine's Day. Okay, beeping. Beep, beep, beep.